Elliot Hurry, Aquinas College, Lacrosse. Watching number 3 for the blue team. He's a starting midfielder and he's playing on the near wing. And straight away you see that one of his weaknesses is his wing play from the face-off, because as they go down that, he doesn't beat his man in and he ends up going behind his face-off man, and the other winger goes round to the left and he should follow that man because he should be tight on him. So that's one of his weaknesses. And then another weakness is his sliding in defence. So 2 minutes 40. You see a man dodges in from the top right of the goal, and he's coming in across the goal, and he slides off his man too early from the crease, which means there is a man wide open on the crease. He doesn't make sure the 2 slides in, but he gets a good push on him away, so it gets rid of the danger. But he shouldn't slide there. It should be the adjacent slide if the 2 slides not in. His strengths. Some of his strengths are the awareness of situation. There's a point where his team goes man down and the ball's out of play, and he's aware enough to go and get off the pitch and get a long ball on, which is an advantage because then the defence is better set up to deal with the man down play. There's also, he has good awareness of the attacking plays that they have. There's a point at 4:15 where he's playing at the top centre position, which is the main dodging point, and he goes off screen, he gets high away from his man, creates lots of separation, moves the ball around, and then when his defender turns his head, he uses the cut, catches it, right-handed shot and scores. So that's another, that play awareness is a strength, because then he knows when his man's turned his head, so he's got time to get free. And then the strength also in there is his shooting. He's actually left-handed, but then he's confident to catch it on his right hand, and then he does a good shot. It goes low and away from the keeper. It's hard to save. Also in his shooting, he's got good technique. There's a shot he does with his left hand, which is his strong hand, where he steps his foot towards the goal, angles his shoulder towards the far pipe, and then he brings his stick through as well, so you get lots of power. And it's also very accurate. He shoots off hip side, which is good because it's the hardest position for the keeper to save it. So that is another one of his strengths. Also, his passing is a strength. He's very ambidextrous. He's confident using both hands, so he's got nice soft hands. Lets the ball come into his stick, cradles it once, and then has a good accurate pass off. He always steps with his opposite foot. He's always accurate, and he's never going to the ground. It's always in the box, which is what you want. 2 other weaknesses are his cover play. When he's in defence, he's not tight enough on the crease. That's like the real danger point for the attack. So he needs to be tighter on there. And then also looking to be the one slide, which often he isn't. He's behind his man, which is bad because then if they do feed it into the crease, they've got time to turn and shoot. And also if the attacking team dodges, it's hard for him to recover up because he should be the one slide. So it's hard for him to get up away from his man and then slide, which takes time, which gives the opposition advantage. And finally, his main disadvantage is his ground balls. And because he is the starting midi who plays on the wing, he needs to be strong at ground balls. There's a point in the film when there's a ground ball on the centre line, and he goes in with an opposing player to pick it up. He doesn't bend his back, so he's still like stood upright when he goes for it, and he just turns his head over the ball. So when he goes to pick it up, he flicks it up in the air, which means he could have had an easy possession, but he wastes it. What he needs to do is do the step squat scoop method, where you step with your strong foot, so because he's left-handed, will be his left foot. Step with that foot and then bend or squat down and cover the ball with your body, so the opposing player can't get over the top, has to go all around you, and then scoot by getting your lower hand right to the floor and pretty much like you're stroking the grass, which he doesn't do. So that is what I'm going to do my action plan on. So for the first week, we're going to do one session with 10 minutes long, also for the second week, and then in weeks 3 and 4 we do 2 sessions with 15 minutes, and weeks 5 and 6 with 3 sessions 20 minutes. This is a progression so we can improve and also help his fitness to improve as well, because we're doing it for a longer time. So in the first week we'll do the test, which will be 10 one-on-one ground balls, so he'll be in a line with another player, and then the ball will be rolled out from behind them, and then they've got to go and attack the ball, pick it up, and then roll back and give it back to the player who rolled it out. We'll record how many of them he wins, so then when it comes to the end of the 6-week programme we can test it again and see if there's any improvement. So the first coaching session will be just him stood stationary, and then the ball will be stationary, and we'll tell him to go and attack the ball and focus on the coaching points of when you get there, doing the step, squat, scoot method, and also after picking the ball up, getting your head up quickly and looking straight ahead for the pass. So that'll be the first session. We'll do 10 minutes of that, and then the second week we'll also one session will be we'll have the same drill, but we'll progress it by rolling the ball out to him, so it could be to either straight towards him or to the sides. This will make him attack the ball as it's moving, it's just harder, and then also has to pass it back to the coach. So it means he's got to have the ball properly in his stick before he can pass it. And then week 3, the first session, will be the same drill as in week 2, but we'll start incorporating his weak hand into it. So because he's left-handed, he'll start doing it right-handed. So it's basically the same technique, but on the opposite foot. So instead of stepping with his left foot to protect the ball, he'll step with his right foot. The rest of it will be the same, and then pass it back on your weak hand as well, which should be okay for him because he's quite ambidextrous. And then the second session that week will be one-on-ones, so that'll be him against another midfielder to start with, so another short stick. So we'll start with them both facing backwards, so they can't see the field of play, and then we'll roll the ball out and then tell them to go, so they'll both have to turn and then go and attack the ball. His main focus will be on boxing out, so that is when you get your body between the ball and the opposing player. This means that the attack has to go round you rather than going through you, and also if you get pushed in the back it's a foul, so that's a good advantage. So then so week 4 will be a short line drill, which is where you have about 7 or 8 players facing each other, 4 at one end, 4 at the other, and we'll start by doing a 1 up, 1 down drill. This is where you start by rolling the ball out, and then you pick it, like you do the ground ball technique, so the step, squat, scoop, pick it up and then get it up and pass it, and then if you catch it you drop it and you have to do it as a ground ball, and if you pick it up you pass it. So the focus of the technique we're doing is to get your head up quickly and then to get your hands free quickly so you can get off an easy pass, which is important because he's on the wing, it's often going to be quite congested where he's picking it up, so he needs to look quickly to get his head up and move the ball. The second session that week will progress the one-on-one session from the week before and do 2v1s. So he'll start off as the one player, so it'll be harder for him because there's now two defenders, so he'll have to box out properly, and also we'll focus on when he does win the ball, rolling away, so he protects his stick from the defender. And then can get the separation to make the pass by either dodging on his man or rolling away again onto his strong hands pass it. And then week 4 we'll start off with the T drill. This is where there's four cones like set up in the T, so there's 3 across the top and then 1 in line with the middle one, and he'll start by having the ball. He'll start on the bottom cone of the tee, and then he'll run up and attack and pick up a ball at the middle cone of the tee, and then sidestep sideways, pick up another ground ball, sidestep to the left, pick up another ground ball. The focus will be on keeping his eyes forward, so it's like he's guarding someone and the ball goes down, he's picking up like he's checked the ball away, and then on the last one he'll run away, so like he's getting free from a break or something. And then so the second drill in week 4 will be 4v3 fast break. So this is just a normal fast break where you have the 3 attackers and 3 defenders in, but we'll start it off with a ground ball. So we roll out to him, we'll have to attack the ball, and then we'll work on the focus of the other coaching points we had before. So we'll get his head up quickly, have good hands to get the ball up, and then get his hands free to make the pass. And then week 5 we'll start with 3v2, so this is another progression of the 2v1s. So this time we'll have a teammate as well. So we'll start by rolling the ball out, we're all facing backwards, and then he's got to work with his teammate to do the man ball technique. This is where one of the players takes the man, so pushes them out of the way or blocks them, and then the other player picks up the ball. And then they'll also make them have to make a pass. So by doing this, they have to protect the ball when they pick it up, so roll away, and then get their hands free as well, and then have a good pass. So you could end up passing on both hands, which is good. And then in the second session that week will be the tee drill again, but instead of just using his strong hand, this time he uses his weak hand. So and when he picks the ball up, we tell him to roll onto his strong hand. So this is quite similar to what you'll do in a game, because if you check someone, you pick it up on your right hand and roll away from them, and then have it on your strong hand so you can good pass. And then the final session that week will be fast breaks again, so the 4v3, but instead of him having no pressure on him when he goes for the ground ball, we'll throw the ball out, he'll go and get it 1 second after he's gone, and another defender will join in. So if he doesn't get the ball straight away, he'll have pressure on him, which makes it harder. So you'll have to work on playing with someone like coming from behind him, it can be off-putting. And then into week 6, progress the 3v2 drill again by making it 3v1s. So that's quite hard for him because he'll have a lot more pressure on him, he won't have any help. So he'll always have to be the player going with the ball. So we'll focus on boxing out again. So make sure he's strong, and if he gets a push in the back, he gets a foul, so it's fine. And then the second session will be the fast breaks again, but instead of starting with him just picking the ball up from a ground ball from roll behind him, we'll start it with like a face-off, because he is a wingman from the face. So this is good for the real life situation of what actually happens in a game. And then it'll just be a normal fast break after that. And the final session will be a line drill again with only ground balls, but instead of doing it on a strong hand, progress it and do it on his weak hand. So that should improve him. And then we'll do the test again, see if he gets better. Hopefully he should be using the step squat scoop method, and also boxing out his player to get more of the ground balls. So the health benefits of lacrosse include hypertrophy of the heart muscle, because it is very aerobic exercise. So this means your cardiac output and stroke volume can increase, and your resting heart rate will decrease. This also means that your heart will be more efficient, and the chance of getting disease, like heart disease, is reduced, and your cholesterol and blood pressure can be reduced. Other health benefits include hypertrophy of muscles, so particularly in lacrosse, a lot of running, so you can have hypertrophy of the leg muscles to make you faster, stronger. Also, because you're doing a lot of running, it can improve your cardiovascular fitness. And specifically to lacrosse, because you use your arms in a different way than any other sport, you can get more toning of your arms and your chest muscles, and also get a great range of movement around your shoulder joint because of the passing and the technique involved with that. Other health benefits or social benefits like meet new people, make new friends. You can develop your teamwork skills, your leadership skills, because it is a very team-based game. You can learn to work with other people, which is a good skill for real life. And mental benefits include stress release, serotonin release even, and hormones. The hormone serotonin and endorphins can be released as well. Opportunities for lacrosse. The first opportunity you have usually is when you play pop lacrosse at primary school. This is usually coached by an LDO, which is the lacrosse development officer, and is given as part of the national curriculum and then also as extracurricular activity. After that, you can move on to play for a club such as Poynton Lacrosse Club or Stockport Lacrosse Club, where they're junior level from under 12s to under 19s. Once you turn 16, you qualify to play open age, which is where at open age they have teams at a variety of levels. For example, they have the first team, which is like the best, and then you have going down to the A, B and C teams, so you can find a level that suits you. To get further, there's trials for the England Academy at under 13, under 15, under 17 level, and if you're accepted into that, you have an opportunity to train with the best players and the Open England Academy closed trials, closed training. And also there's tournaments that you can play in the UK, and there's also opportunity to go and play in tournaments in the US where lacrosse is bigger. And then the World Championships are the biggest stage you can play on internationally. So there are under 19 World Championships for lacrosse, which take place every 4 years. You qualify if you're under 19s like at the start of the tournament, so you can represent your country there. And there's also the men's senior World Championships, which also happen every 4 years, and that is like the best you can play at international level. And then to go further, you can be scouted into college lacrosse teams in America. So the best are Division 1 teams, so you can be offered a scholarship and then you play on the college teams. And after that, you can be drafted into the MLL, which is a pro league.